Good evening. Our top story this week. Immigrant children continue to cross the border at high rates with the false hope of gaining asylum. Civil rights groups are crying about it being wrong to put these kids into immigration court with no lawyers to help. Senator Dick Durbin assures everybody that these kids are not a danger to the citizens of Illinois. Governor Deval Patrick invites 1,000 of these kids to go live in Massachusetts. They want to take a few in Denver, Colorado. In California, they'll pay you up to $6,000 a month to take some of these kids. People in Arizona are protesting the arrival of the undocumented kids. And 2 congressmen are calling for Obama to use his authority to send them back to their native countries so that it doesn't fall on us to take care of them. In Alaska, it is now mandatory for school officials to train in physical restraint techniques. In California, schools get billions in funding to track and boost the educational performance of foster kids. In Maine, foster parents are worried that the state is going to cut their reimbursement rates, although this child protective industry claims it has no plans to do so. And in Arizona, CPS agents are being described as bullies. In Montana, the child protective industry is taking more kids than they can find homes for. In North Carolina, the state approves a new system for Union County's child protective industry in response to a foster kid being handcuffed with a dead chicken tied around his neck. In South Carolina, an ex-CPS attorney criticizes child protection efforts by saying that they're leaving kids in dangerous situations. South Carolina's Democrats are criticizing the governor for their state's child welfare failures. And in Pennsylvania, mandated reporters are in fear of retaliation from the parents for making those calls. In Mexico this week, 458 kids are rescued from a group home of horrors where they were forced to beg for money, kept in filthy conditions, and sexually abused. In Ireland, the child protective industry is set to make changes after a foster kid dies from a drug overdose, while 3,000 other Irish kids wait for a social worker to investigate claims of abuse made against them. In Malta, a young woman is told that she can't relocate with her daughter to the U.S. after the court sides with the father and rules that it's not in the kid's best interest to do so. And in Canada, a kid who was adopted a few months back is now dead after being burned up in a car. In Australia, a real father is suing the child protective industry for failing to carry out their duties in a child neglect case, and CPS agents can't handle the workloads that they have since they failed big time in regards to the death of a kid last February. In England, the land where a multimillionaire helps pregnant women flee the country to avoid having their babies snatched, the head of the big child abuse inquiry into sexual abuse by high-ranking government officials steps down after fresh claims that Margaret Thatcher helped to cover up for high-level pedophile rings. And British social workers are happy to find out that Michael Gove is no longer Secretary of State at the Department of Education. In Florida, a police detective turns himself in after being accused of having sex with a foster kid. In Ohio, a girl is charged with murdering her foster mother after conspiring with the foster father to do so. In Louisiana, a woman is arrested for allegedly filing a false report of child abuse. And in Pennsylvania, the head of the county child welfare agency is accused of stealing $68,000 from the agency by misusing vehicles and credit cards. In Connecticut, a transgender teenage foster kid who is in an adult prison has been transferred to a juvenile detention facility. A Connecticut father is waiting to learn if he can sue the child protective industry after his 3-year-old was killed by his mother's boyfriend while under their watch. And former CPS hostage Justina Pelletier goes to Washington, D.C. to talk to lawmakers and advocate for a bill that is named in her honor that would prevent future medical experimentation on foster kids. In Colorado, a child protection watchdog is criticized in a state audit for sloppy paperwork and inconsistent policies. In Illinois, the families of 2 dead girls file a lawsuit against the child protective industry for placing them with abusive relatives. In Maryland, officials call for an investigation into the death of a boy at a group home. And in Michigan, a judge tosses a child abuse case against the father of a child who has brittle bone disease. In Arizona, charges are dropped against a homeless mother who left her kids in the car while interviewing for a job a while back. In Florida, a foster mother bonds out of jail after leaving a kid alone in a hot car. And finally tonight, in South Carolina, a mother was arrested and her 9-year-old kid was snatched because the mom let her play alone at the park while she worked at McDonald's all day. For these stories and all the latest dirt on the child protective industry, visit www.legallykidnapped.com. And until next week, this is Baby LK, over and out.